Hey guys, Basil the White Dragon Masters here, and today's topic is going to be a completely off topic from fitness and completely off from martial arts and the regular stuff that I do on my channel. I said I was going to dabble into everything that's my passion. So one of my passions is that I'm a die-hard video gamer. If you look at my very first two videos of intro, I said I was going to cover that. So I have a PS3, PlayStation 3, and I have a PlayStation 4. Well, I don't play PS3 anymore since I bought PS4 video game system, and my review is on a video game series, mostly because the PS3 video games, the games have started in PS2, PS, and then the series go all the way to PS4. So like if the very first game came out in PlayStation 1. And then years passed, and then in PlayStation 2, that game continued, let's say, a Part 3, then Part 4 came out in PlayStation 3, and then like Part 6 or 7 came out in PlayStation 4, okay? So one of these games that I'm going to talk about, which I have been a very, very big fan of, I really enjoyed that game, I love that game, it's an amazing, cool, awesome storyline that isn't completed yet. And the game I'm going to talk about, the review I have, is for Assassin's Creed Unity. PS4 Limited Edition. This one right here. I don't know if you can see. PS4 Assassin's Creed Unity. Alrighty. Assassin's Creed Unity. This is from the Assassin's Creed franchise. Assassin's Creed started first. The very first one was just called Assassin's Creed by itself. I can't even remember Blood Ties or what it was called, but it was, I have them here, but I was not going to take them all out, man. It's going to take me forever. I'll just give you a review for this one. This is a very cool concept about a secret society of groups of assassins, creative assassins that are out there to kill the Knights Templars, or what we now modern day we call the Illuminati or devil worshippers or whatever. They're after the Templars, and there's a war between the assassins and the Templars. It's such a detailed story that I can't even go into it, but the very first one was the lead character was an assassin called Altair. He was an interesting character. Altair was a cool character. He was didn't have much emotion, very quiet, very cold, and he was just, his job was to assassinate Templars and whatnot, and that's pretty much what it is throughout the years since that I've seen or played Assassin's Creed. So I rated that very first one good. I gave it I would have to say an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. The second one that came out was my all-time favorite. And not only was the game so much better and the story was so much more awesome and so much more cooler, the character that they had, the new character that they had, which was Ezio Auditore. Ezio, an Italian Roman time kid who became an assassin. His storyline was by far the best. And so was his character. He's a cocky character, amazing, really cool storyline, nice moves that they had from Part 1 into Part 2, because they have to update it, and then when they update it, they add new outfits, new killing styles, better stories, and so that's probably one reason why it was better. But here we are. Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio Auditore, the new assassin character, came in about 3 parts. The first one was, I can't remember the name. The second one was Brotherhood, which was very good too. And the third part of that character's game was called Revelations, which was weak. Revelations was weak. The only his first video game, which was Assassin's Creed Part 2, and Brotherhood were probably the best ones that I played. Anyway, after Revelations, they changed the Italian guy Ezio was gone, and you know Altair was no more there. And what they did was in Revelations is they tied Altair's story and Ezio's story together, but they did a bad job. I didn't like Revelations personally. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the ending of Revelations. It still was cool because of Ezio, but it's just you know, it wasn't cool anymore once you play the whole game. Then we go to a series of Assassin's Creeds that came out that have nothing to do with Altair, nothing to do with Ezio, completely different, like completely different storyline, different era in history. The first one was in the Crusades. The Altair story was in Crusades. You know, during that period of time between the Muslims and the Christians, and then obviously the creeds that existed amongst them that were against the Templars. The second one was Rome, Italy. You know, it was completely different from the religious side. There was a lot of religious element into it, but it was mainly about, you know, again, Templars. The third one was the American Revolution. The American Revolution, which was, you know, obviously the war that we were having between the Brits to liberate us from United Kingdom, or from King George. King George III. Not George Washington, King George III. And the character they chose, really, I mean, he was the worst character, one of the worst characters. It was an Indian, Native American Indian character called Connor. He had his own style of assassins. Like, they gave him like an axe. They gave him like I don't know if the bow and arrow was. Yeah, they gave him a bow and arrow. I played it, and it had a very bad story. I didn't like it at all. And Connor himself is a bullshit character. I think Assassin's Creed didn't do too well with that one anyway. After Assassin's, I don't know, was it the fifth part? After that was gone, then came out another Assassin's Creed, and by far that was the worst one. I think I was able to get that one out. That was, the main character was Edward, who is supposed to be the father of Haytham Conway, who was Connor's father. So, anyway, it was called Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This character is a new assassin. It's not Connor, it's not Ezio, and it's not Altair. So, what's happening is that it's ancient history coming to the present day. It's what's happening. As the games progress, it's coming closer and closer to the modern day. So that's what's happening. So this one was Edward, Haytham Conway's grandfather of Connor, which was in the American Revolution. Black Flag, by far, in my opinion, was it Black Flag? Yeah, by far, in my opinion, the worst Assassin's Creed game. And even though I think that Edward is a better character than Connor, but by far the worst storyline. To be honest with you, this was the first Assassin's Creed game that I couldn't even finish. I finished all Assassin's Creed games. This was the one that I just couldn't finish. And you know what? I don't understand why I couldn't finish it. I tried, and it just got boring. And, you know, the whole pirate thing doesn't go with Assassin's Creed. The whole pirate thing, the Creed doesn't go with pirates. It just doesn't. It's like, I almost felt like I was playing a whole different game. It had nothing to do, like, it felt so out of place. Just like Connor, just like the previous Assassin's Creed with the Native American story of the American Revolution, that felt very, very out of place as well. And the character sucked, and the story sucked, and it didn't feel right. The first two with Altair and Ezio felt perfect, just the way they should be. But now, coming to the main review of Assassin's Creed Unity, which just came out a couple of months ago. Literally, like, maybe 2 months ago, or, yeah, something like that. Or maybe, 2 months ago. This character, the main character here, this is happening, he's a French character, his name is Arnaud. This is happening now in the French Revolution, which was a little bit later, I believe. So, it started from Altair, Rome, Ezio Auditore, Connor, American Revolution, Native American kid character they took. Edward, which was Pirates, Black Flag, completely out of place. And then finally we come to Assassin's Creed Unity, the latest version called Arno. Now, I liked this one. What do I rate this one? I rate this an 8 out of 10. Just because Arno, this character, yeah, the lead character, Arno, the French guy, reminds me a lot of Ezio, the second one, the Italian storyline. It reminds me a lot of Ezio Auditore. His personality, to a good extent his looks, good extent his character, his weakness for women, his cockiness a little bit. He's still not Ezio. Ezio is still the most superior out of all of them. He's the best. He's just my favorite. And you take Ezio away, it's practically Assassin's Creed was gone for me after Ezio was gone. But Arno is definitely a very good character as well. My number 1 is Ezio, my number 2 is Altair, and my number 3 is Arno. And then my number 4 would be Edward, even though the game sucks. And then my number 5 would be Connor. So the gameplay, obviously it's very similar to, they change things here and there. There's better guns, there's, you know, they have, you have to, a lot of this, you gotta buy stuff, and it's kind of cool. Story's good. The good thing about this one is that they try to add characters from history. So in other words, in the very latest version, which is Assassin's Creed Unity, in the French Revolution, they added the sadist Marquis de Sade, the controversial poet, writer. And I mean, he was in it. Napoleon Bonaparte was in it, and that's what makes this Assassin's Creed so awesome. Is that during that period of time, they showed that there were assassins, and there was a world. There was like an order. There was like a creed that was fighting within. It was just, it's a beautiful story. And if you guys ever get Assassin's Creed, I recommend you buying these games. Definitely, Assassin's Creed Unity would be the one to start off to play. But definitely the very first one you should buy, you should play, should be with Altair, and should be with Ezio, hands down. You can forget about Connor, and you can forget about Edwards. They're like blue bricks on a red brick wall. Literally, that's how different they look and how bad they feel. In Connor's in the Connor version of Assassin's Creed, they showed characters like George Washington, our president, and characters from history. So this is the beautiful part about Assassin's Creed. It's really cool. It's a nice storyline. I cannot wait to see what are the newest things that they're going to come out with, because this is coming to present day, which is today. Eventually they're going to come to this time, which is today, with skyscrapers and people jumping over that and stuff. But this was my review. Assassin's Creed Unity. Absolutely, I give it 8 out of 10. Altair, I give it an 8 out of 10. The first one. The second one, Ezio, 10 out of 10. Connor, 5. And Black Flag, 2. But this one, Assassin's Creed Unity, absolutely, guys. I recommend it. Play it. It's an amazing game. It's a good game. Nice story. You'll enjoy it. If you loved Ezio Auditore, you will love Arno. You will love Assassin's Creed Unity. All right, guys. That's my review for Assassin's Creed. More to come, okay? Basil the White Dragon Masters, out.